We here at Backscatter created the Mini Flash to be the ultimate macro strobe and to solve one major problem: just how much of a pain it was to snoot underwater macro subjects. For those of you who aren't snoot savvy, a snoot is a device that narrows a light beam to a precise point, which lights only the subject, eliminating messy, distracting backgrounds for clean, dramatic macro images. Back in the dark days of underwater macro photography before the Mini Flash, snooting was time-consuming, frustrating, and honestly kinda miserable. This led directly to the creation of the Backscatter Mini Flash, and underwater macro photography changed forever. Purpose-built for macro shooting, it features a precision flash beam, bright 1000 lumen built-in focus light, and the super easy-to-use snoot system that made the Mini Flash famous. Now we've taken everything we've learned from 2 previous generations of Mini Flashes and pushed it even further with the Mini Flash 3, our smartest, easiest to use macro strobe yet. If you love the Mini Flash 2, the Mini Flash 3 keeps everything that made it the world's best macro strobe and now adds Sony TTL support, making it smarter and easier to use than ever. And if you're new to the Mini Flash series, this might just become your go-to macro strobe. Despite being our least expensive strobe, the Mini Flash 3 packs nearly all the same advanced flash modes as the larger Atom and Hybrid flashes, while being optimized for close-up shooting and creative macro lighting. Some of our favorite modes include Smart Control TTL for super accurate automatic exposures compatible with Olympus, OM System, and now Sony cameras. Remote mode is our go-to for creative off-camera lighting, letting you trigger and adjust strobe power wirelessly for killer backlighting or dramatic side lighting setups. High-speed sync keeps backgrounds dark even when shooting wide open apertures in bright conditions for that buttery, shallow depth of field look. And with over 2,000 full power flashes on a single charge, you'll spend more time shooting and less time swapping batteries, even on long macro dives. I'm Thomas from Backscatter, and in this video, we're diving into why the Mini Flash 3 is the ultimate strobe for capturing jaw-dropping underwater macro shots. And without further ado, let's jump in and check it out. So, the Mini Flash 3 isn't trying to be a do-everything strobe. It's a macro specialist designed to be the best macro strobe and snoot combo ever. In a world where most underwater strobes tout their super wide beam angles, the Mini Flash takes the complete opposite approach. Instead of a wide beam meant for covering huge areas, the Mini Flash delivers a tight, controlled beam that puts light exactly where the subject is, rather than the distracting background around it. The Mini Flash also doesn't need to be super bright like wide-angle strobes. Since you're shooting macro subjects at such close distances, you don't need all that power to get perfectly exposed shots, even at high f-stops and the low ISOs frequently used when shooting macro. The Mini Flash is more than powerful enough for close-up macro scenes while staying super compact and lightweight, making it easy to get into tight and hard-to-reach spaces. Now you might be thinking, can the Mini Flash 3 shoot wide-angle at all? Under the right conditions, it can pull off wide shots, especially in low light or extreme close-focus wide-angle scenes where a small amount of light will go a long way. Using the included diffuser, you can spread the flash beam over a wider area, making it easier to light bigger scenes. That said, if wide angle is what you're after, we'd point you towards the more powerful and wider Atom Flash or the super powerful strobe and video light combo Hybrid Flash. The Mini Flash is built from the ground up to excel at macro, and that's truly where it shines. Now, snooting is where the Mini Flash 3 goes from good strobe to best macro strobe. The Mini Flash 3 and its optical snoot are designed together to work as a single system. The whole idea was to make snooting so easy, even a brand new underwater photographer could dive it and get perfectly lit dramatic shots. The built-in 1000 lumen target light shows you exactly where the flash will hit before you even take a shot. For true, what you see is what you get performance. The target light is also powerful enough that it's easily seen even in bright, shallow conditions. The power of the Mini Flash doesn't just stop with aiming. The Snoot has built-in optics that concentrate the Mini Flash's beam, and for this reason, the Mini Flash's Snoot is actually brighter than other more powerful wide-angle flashes using less efficient snoots. You can also instantly see whether your light falloff will be sharp and dramatic or soft and more feathered by looking at the edges of the focus light as you change distance, giving you fine control over your lighting. The Snoot includes 2 interchangeable aperture cards with both circular and oval apertures, giving you 5 different size adjustments total, counting the Snoot on its own. The flexibility makes it possible to shoot different size and shape subjects with ease. The front of the Snoot also rotates. This seems like a minor detail, but you can easily change the direction and angle of your light to match your subject's position and shape. For example, when shooting the Snoot at an angle using the oval aperture card, this rotation can change the shape of the beam from an elongated oval to a circle. And if you want to use the flash without a Snoot, the built-in D-ring makes it easy to clip it off to your BC so you're not juggling gear underwater. The result is a snooting experience that's easy to learn, efficient, and honestly a ton of fun, not a frustrating exercise in trial and error that'll make you hate to even hear the word Snoot. In short, the Mini Flash 3 makes it easy for anybody regardless of skill level. For a small strobe, the Mini Flash 3 has incredible endurance. It runs on a single protected 21700 lithium-ion battery and can fire over 2,000 full-power shots on a single charge if you're not using the focus light. With the focus light on, it can easily achieve 90 minutes of runtime on max power with hundreds of flashes. At lower powers, the focus light can run for several hours with hundreds of more flashes. This means the Mini Flash 3 can keep up with shooting through those long macro dives, so you can spend more time capturing incredible images and less time changing batteries. Battery swaps are also quick and straightforward. Just unthread the cap, pop out the battery, swap in a fresh one, and thread it back on. The battery cap uses a double O-ring seal for twice the protection against leak-causing debris and hair. Now that we've covered the basic flash features, let's talk flash modes. Manual mode gives full direct control over flash output across 7 power levels, perfect for shooters who want complete creative control. The Mini Flash uses automatic learning mode to sync with any flash trigger. Just power it on, take a single test shot, and you're ready to go. Advanced shooters using continuous drive can even turn off learning mode so you never have to reteach the flash. The Mini Flash 3 supports fully automatic flash exposures with Smart Control TTL for Olympus, OM System, and now Sony cameras. This isn't imprecise mimic TTL. It uses your camera's native flash language for super accurate automatic exposures every time, even through the Snoot. The Mini Flash 3 has 2 Smart Control modes. Smart Control is ideal for general shooting, while Smart Control Macro optimizes exposure specifically for macro, where you're just inches away from the lens. Perfect for the kind of shooting the Mini Flash was designed for. Smart Control TTL makes the Mini Flash extremely easy to use. No power adjustments required, just point the strobe at your subject and shoot. If you're a first-time shooter or just want the convenience of automatic flash control, this is the perfect mode to make lighting even easier. so you can focus on composition and creativity rather than adjusting flash power. To use Smart Control TTL, you'll need either an Olympus or OM system camera with a built-in RC flash, like a TG, or a housing with an RC trigger, like the Backscatter Octo housing. All other systems will need either the OM system or Sony Backscatter Smart Control TTL trigger. These triggers can fire the Mini Flash in either manual or Smart Control TTL modes, are rechargeable, and have a near universal fit, making them easy to integrate into most housings. Our custom-made Sony trigger for Nauticam housings makes installation super simple. No cabling required, just slide it on the shoe, and it lines up perfectly with the housing's fiber optic cable adapters. It really is that easy. Of all the modes used by the Mini Flash 3, remote mode is definitely the coolest. Using remote mode, not only can you trigger a Mini Flash off camera, you can wirelessly change its power level directly from your on-camera Mini Flash. Instead of running cables across your scene or stirring up sand or silt by reaching over to adjust settings, you simply beam your desired power level over and trigger the remote strobe using the main flash. This is the perfect mode for getting creative with macro imaging. Let me show you exactly how it works. We'll need a minimum of 2 strobes. The one on camera hooked up by fiber optic cable is set to manual mode, while the one off camera using the included light pipe is set to remote mode. We like mounting the off camera flash to the Backscatter remote lighting muck stick. It's super stable, light, and easy to use and deploy. Now, if I want to set the power level of the off-camera strobe remotely, all I have to do is select the power level on my on-camera strobe, then beam it over by holding the button. This sends a series of flash pulses to the off-camera receiving strobes that read the pattern, then automatically adjust the flash power. That's super cool, right? Now, all you have to do is fire the on-camera transmitting strobe, and the off-camera receiving strobe will fire at that power level. With remote lighting, you're completely untethered from the off-camera strobe, making it easy to frame the shot any way you want. Remote shooting is your gateway to creative lighting and our favorite way to use the Backscatter color filter system. Color filters can either be directly attached to the Mini Flash or to the Snoot and allow you to create bold and colorful backgrounds, bokeh bubbles, backlighting, and side lighting to make your macro shots stand out from the crowd. You can also use an IR filter to mask the visible flash beam from your on-camera transmitting flash. This way, no light from the transmitting strobe will end up in your scene, making it perfect for backlighting and other cool lighting techniques. And as a total bonus, the Mini Flash 3 uses the same remote system as the Atom Flash and Hybrid Flash, so you can mix and match any of these strobes together. So get your friends together with all your Backscatter flashes and see what you can create. Contrary to popular belief, high-speed sync, or HSS, is not about rapid firing. High-speed sync enables you to shoot at shutter speeds up to 1/8,000th of a second, which is super useful for macro. This means you can use wide open apertures while still keeping backgrounds black, even in bright conditions. This lets you get that buttery, shallow depth of field look while keeping your background bold and dramatic. You'll need a Backscatter Smart Control TTL trigger or a compatible third-party trigger like Turtle TTL or UW Technics to enable high-speed sync. Test mode lets you fire the flash by pressing the button. You can use this for signaling, getting your buddy's attention, or even light painting. Test mode is also how the Mini Flash 3 engages its emergency ping mode by holding down the button. If you're a total macro addict or want the best compact macro strobe on the market to complement your big wide-angle strobes, the Mini Flash 3 is exactly what you want. It's the most precise, easiest to aim macro strobe and snoot combo out there. Its small size makes it easy to get into tight spaces and travel with, further making it the best strobe for macro shooting. The Mini Flash is a great entry point to underwater lighting. If you're starting out with a TG, you can take advantage of the super accurate automatic flash exposures and start capturing images immediately, then graduate to learn lighting fundamentals of macro photography using manual mode. Not only is it small and affordable, it makes snooting dramatically easier than any other strobe, which will instantly boost the quality of your images. And if you're an advanced macro shooter looking to push the limits of creativity, the Mini Flash 3 can get you there using remote mode and high-speed sync to help you create your next masterpiece or win your next contest. That said, if you're looking to shoot wide angle beyond a shot here or there, we recommend checking out our wider and more powerful Atom Flash or Hybrid Flash. Though not as compact as the Mini Flash 3, the Atom Flash is still a small strobe with big power. It is a great blend of size and versatility, and it even has a snoot of its own. If you're looking for a flash that can tackle both big scenes and the small stuff, the Atom Flash is worth checking out. Its snoot performs similarly to the Mini Flash 3, but overall the Atom is larger and more expensive compared to the Mini Flash. Now, if you want the biggest, baddest strobe of them all, the Hybrid Flash is the way to go. The Hybrid Flash is a super powerful flash and video light combo and our brightest flash yet. It's also the fastest firing with the widest beam pattern of the bunch, though it's the largest and the most premium option. The Hybrid Flash has a snoot that can capture smaller subjects, but its snoot is most at home capturing fish portraits and larger macro subjects compared to the Mini Flash, which is tuned to dominate macro and super macro. For this reason, we'll often see Hybrid Flash owners carry a set of Mini Flashes specifically for macro work, even if they already own a hybrid snoot, since both snoots perform different jobs. All in all, when it comes to pure macro work, the smaller Mini Flash is the undisputed champ and the first strobe I'll reach for when it comes to capturing macro images. The Mini Flash 3 is available now, and check out our article linked below for even more info. If you have any questions, drop a comment, send us an email, or give us a call, and we'd love to help you out. Remember, your purchases from Backscatter or any of our authorized dealers help us keep making more of these videos. We have free lifetime tech support on every purchase, and we dive, shoot, and service everything that we sell. I'm Thomas from Backscatter, and I'll catch you next time.